Welcome back, everybody. This is the Benchinator, and you're watching Let's Play Xenogears. So the last time, the Thames was getting attacked by a giant UFO. And we talked to the captain, and he basically said, well, seems that the entire crazy crew is off to an excavation site. So that's where we're going to be going next. Fortunately, it's not too far from where the Thames is. And we did a little bit of party switching. We got C10, we got Ellie, and we got Bart. We're gonna fight this battle, which should be pretty easy, I think. Just stepping on a couple of wells. So I didn't do any equipment changing just because these guys were pretty much all up to date. Not a big deal. And this next dungeon, it really isn't going to be that hard. There's going to be some challenging enemies, but if I recall, it's a little bit of a mazy dungeon that has a couple of kinks to it, but for the most part, it's actually fairly straightforward. And if I remember correctly, too, it's there's nothing. Well, you know when they say in JRPGs that there's nothing, there's actually something there, which I fully expect. So anyway, like I was saying, this dungeon is distinct for the fact that there's no music. So if you're expecting any background music, which is usually one of the mainstays of Xenogears, you unfortunately are not going to get any. However, there are going to be enemies. Some fairly nasty ones, if I remember. Yeah, you got all these Geblar guards. They're going to be doing some fairly decent damage to you. So, I'm thinking now maybe having, what's his name, Billy might have not been the worst idea ever. But thankfully, this won't be too hard. Because now we're all pretty much taken care of deathblow-wise for the time being for Sutan Yuzuki, so there's no point in trying for him to garner anything at this point. Let's see. But we still can do this with Bart. It's been kind of a while since we've used him. Thankfully, he does a decent amount of damage. We're still working our way up there with Ellie, but she'll do okay as well. And remember, she can do elemental damage if she wants to. Seitan Yuzuki, you can just have fun with him. Use any death blow you want, it's fine. When he gets to, I think, level 40, he'll be able to use the XX death blow, which is amazing sauce. So we're gonna have some fun with our friend Bart. I'm gonna check after this just to see how far each character is with their death blows, because I feel like we're kind of getting somewhere with them. But if we are over 50, I do want to be sure exactly how far over 50 we are. So yeah, those are the Geblar guards. Again, if you don't have up-to-date equipment, if you don't have penguin coats, those laser bombs will do a lot of damage. So, let's see. Yeah, the Oogie, we're still working on it. We got Double Shock on its way. And Dynamic, it's coming along pretty well, so hopefully by the end of this dungeon, we'll be able to have some more death blows for these characters. As for Billy and Rico, we'll also be able to upgrade their death blows too. So, wonder what's going on. Uh-oh. Ooh, that's Graf. Graf is, he's not good. Water on a hot day. Oh, there he is. Oh, his gear is reawakening. Well, wow. Wonder who they're talking about. Ah. 4,000 years. We're going to an ancient ruin. Yeah, they're being a little cryptic here, but I mean, you can kind of have an idea of what they're referring to. We will see. Graf has not said anything yet. Just gonna wait on him. Graphy. Well, yeah, this dungeon kind of reminds me of the what else is it? The Black Mesa facility on what is it? Half-Life. Just the fact that there's no music. It's like this really kind of vast underground facility. I mean, maybe I'm not thinking about it the right way, but that's what it sort of reminds me of. All right, let's Ooh, look at that. There is an underground city. That's crazy. How could they possibly say there's nothing here? That's so weird. Oh, Ellie seems to be familiar with it. Interesting. See, I'm kind of glad that we're bringing these characters here because I don't think that you get as useful information. Yeah. Ellie does seem to be familiar. Because I believe if you have, like, Rico and Billy here, they don't have as many insightful things to say. Although it might be one of those auto-generated text things where no matter what characters you've got, they're still gonna say the same thing. Kind of like if you ever play the game Chrono Cross, it's kind of famous for that. That was just some more Geblar guards. All right, we're gonna save and we're gonna be right back. All right, perfect. Like I was saying, in Chrono Cross, it's kind of famous for having like multiple, like 1 billion party members. And they more or less say the same bits of dialogue no matter who's in your party. There's a maximum of 3. And they all pretty much say the same thing, but with different accents. That's kind of one of their famous aspects is this idea of, oh, hello. All right, moving right along. That's at least an indication that you're going the right direction. Oh, look, another battle. Oh, look, okay, new enemies. If I recall, these guys you want to try to take out almost immediately because they're kind of a pain in the butt. But I could be totally wrong and this enemy could destroy me, but I'm hoping that I'm wrong. Because the hammerheads are, yeah, they do this, which is ever so annoying. They suck up your EP, but you, of course, have the Omega Souls, which solve all problems. And hammerheads can do some pretty nasty damage, actually. But the shell bells, I think, are even worse, because they do this. Which puts people to sleep, if I recall. Yeah. So that really kind of sucks. Okay. But thankfully now we have the nice hammerheads to wake us up, so that's kind of lucky. Because they could have just, yeah, the wake-up kiss. I mean, that's not a bad deal. It's not like they do a wake-up kiss and it does shit tons of damage. But as you can see, this battle is a little bit more challenging than fighting the Geblar guards. I mean, that's just kind of sad for the most part. But these, we're going to get rid of the shell bell by kicking her in the face. And what's nice is that these enemies don't have a ridiculous amount of HP. I mean, I really feel like... Okay, the shell bell apparently is really powerful, but we get to get another round with Mr. Yuzuki. Hooray! I feel like the enemies in the sewer are some of the most difficult enemies in the game, actually. I think that by comparison, the enemies that you fight on the ground, at least for the next couple of dungeons, are really not that hard. Though, looks like Bart is having a bad time. Unless he's blocking all of it like a boss. Look at him go. We're gonna have to use some Omega Souls after this is over, though. That is for damn sure. But hey, at least we're powering up in the death blows. Ellie's doing fantastic. And now, Citan Yuzuki, you do your thing. Show those hammerheads who's boss. I just love Citan. He's got so much agility, so he gets like 2 turns for every 1 turn every time your party member gets something. And he always has the most HP. It's great. So now we're gonna go through this Dewa and proceed to the next elevator. So at least it's being pretty generous with you. It's letting you know that the further down you go, the more progress you're making. It's kind of a nice indicator. Oh, look, we're in the red zone. Let's use some Omega Souls. That'll be useful. Omega Soul. Remind me, viewers, I have to get more of these. Cannot forget the Omega Souls, the most critical and key part of this game. Treasure chest over here. Some more ammo, even though Billy's not here. Say hello to this man. Easy peasy. Yeah, there's not a huge variety. Oh, yes. Scanning equipment. Yeah, it looks mostly like everything's off. No wonder there's no music. Yeah, this place I wouldn't trust. I'm guessing that there's probably all sorts of awful stuff that goes on in here. Alright, that was a battle with 2 shell bells. It seems like every door is guarded by an enemy. It's a little tragic. Oh, and look, speaking of enemies, I kind of feel like the game is trying to overcompensate for not having given you a lot of chances to build your EXP for a while. So, you know, I'm gonna talk to this guard, see what he's got to say. It's probably not much. Alright, so with that, and after taking on a couple of battles, I think we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to continue exploring what seems to be a pathway to the Zeboam civilization. What are we going to find out next? Find out in the next episode of Let's Play Xenogears. This is the Benchinator, and thank you all for watching.